the whole team. We put in the 60p in place. Our presenters of the date, it's Rosaura Vanriel, but we have the team. Henry Quiñones is here with us, one of the founder. Victor Catano also with us, and Gregor Denisards, all over the place. We are ready to present the best program ever. We are certified coach. We know this. We take the best number one first, uh, scaling dreamer, well-being, non-medical pills, done with 2 years of working together in the whole world. Is the 60p pills, 6 moments, 6 disciplines, just to change your life. And we are very happy to have everybody in the place and everybody's in the program. Rosario, how you doing today?
I'm okay. Ready.
You ready? So whenever you're ready, this is your program.
Okay. So, if I give you 6 daily habits that could transform your thinking, your health, your relationship, would you be willing to try them? Okay. Welcome to the Sixth Transformation Path. My name is Rose Vanriel. I am your 6DP certified coach. We will begin the transformation with the stillness. Today, I invite you to give yourself one of the greatest gifts you can receive: a few minutes of complete stillness. In our busy world, we are constantly surrounded by noise. Our phones demands our attention. Our schedules keep us moving, and our minds rarely have the chance to rest. We often believe that doing more is the answer, but someone is greater grow begin when we simple become still. Today there is nothing to accomplish, nothing to solve, nothing to prove. For these next few minutes, you'll only be responsible is to be fully present. So we will begin a short video with a stillness transformation. Okay, get yourself in a seated position.
Rosario, are you there? Do we hear it? It's
Sorry.
Rosario. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
don't I don't hear it. Do you hear it? Everybody?
Okay. Let me go back and get the sounds.
This is the 60p program live for wherever you are, and it's presented Rosario Van Rey for each one of us. Candido is here from the R, and also we have Henry Quiñones, and the rest of the 60p certified coaches are in place today. So we're very happy that everybody's uh, present today.
Okay. Get yourself in a position. Let me know if you can hear it.
Okay. Let me ask you, please.
Position. Allow your
Start from the beginning. Excellent.
okay. Feet to rest comfortably on the floor if you're seated. Let your hands rest gently in your lap. If you feel comfortable, softly close your eyes or lower your gaze. Take one slow, deep breath in and gently breathe out. Again, slowly breathe in and slowly breathe out. One last deep breath. Breathe in peace and breathe out tension. Allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. Entering stillness. As we begin, gently let go of any expectations. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. If thoughts come into your mind, simply notice them without judging them. Imagine each thought as a cloud floating across the sky. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to hold on to it. Simply let it pass. Return your attention to your breathing, to this moment, to stillness. The invitation during these next 2 minutes: simply remain still. No planning, no shopping lists, no conversations, no social media, no solving problems, no replaying yesterday, no worrying about tomorrow. Simply breathe, simply be. Allow yourself to experience the gift of doing absolutely nothing, because sometimes the greatest progress begins in complete stillness. Reflection. As you continue breathing gently, notice how you feel. Without forcing an answer, quietly ask yourself, what do I need to let go of? What truly matters most in my life right now? Who am I becoming? What dream has been waiting patiently for my attention? Allow whatever comes to your heart without judging it. There are no right or wrong answers, only awareness. Stillness is not the absence of growth. Stillness is where growth begins. Before we dream, we become still. Before we create, we become still. Before we lead, we become still. Before we make wise decisions, we become still. Stillness gives us clarity. Clarity gives us direction. Direction gives us purpose, and purpose gives us the courage to move forward. Now begin bringing your awareness back to the room. Notice your breathing. Notice the chair supporting you. Notice the sounds around you. Take one slow, deep breath in and gently breathe out. Perhaps wiggle your fingers, move your shoulders. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes. Take your time. As you leave today, remember this: the world will always invite you to hurry. Stillness invites you to become. Your greatest ideas, your deepest wisdom, and your clearest direction often emerge in moments of quiet. May you choose every day to create space for stillness, because when your mind becomes quiet, your heart can finally be heard. Thank you for sharing this moment together. Okay. Preparing for stillness. Okay. So now that we finished the stillness, tell us what emotions are you releasing after the stillness meditation? Let us see, Victor. What emotion did you release after the stillness meditation?
I felt relaxed and wonder. I felt this wonder, this amazing video put me into peace. I feel like a peaceful the whole time with the video.
Okay.
I
So
release the emotion of worry.
good. So that's the purpose of stillness, for us to release those negative emotions so that we can embrace some positive ones then. Gregory, can you tell me one positive emotion that you did embrace?
Yes, I was at embraced the emotion of peace. I felt very relaxed. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much. So now, after stillness, this prepares us for the scaling dreamers. And in the scaling dreamers today, I'm going to bring you the story of someone that has a verifiable level of success as a scaling dreamer. He made himself a check for $10 million. Can you believe that? And he made himself the check in 1985. It took him 10 years to make the $10 million. But you know what? He made it. He had a dream. He was determined to turn it into reality. He used a lot of teamwork, accountability planning. He just didn't stay and wait until the $10 million come. He did a lot of work. He worked with his producers. He took training. He did everything that he has to do, everything that we offer here at the 6TP. And he was able to scale. His dream come true with that check of $10 million. He walked with it in his pocket all the time until the time came for him to cash his check. So this shows us that scaling dreamers is a reality. This is a real story. It's a verifiable story that he was able to live up to his dream. And that is the scaling dreamers path. We have a dream, we turn it into reality, and we set a deadline, we set a goal, and he was able to accomplish that dream that he had of making $10 million. So, scaling dreamers, what dreams are you trying today? And what is it the next steps that you could be taking to turn it reality? Do we have any dream that we are trying? What are the steps that we could take to make that dream reality? Henry, can you tell me about that? Any dream that you have that you want to make it reality, what is the first step that you can take?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Uh, yeah, very, very, very great question. Dreams. Right now, my dream is to really understand who I am, my inner self, my spiritual self. And the things that I am doing to understand that is doing what we're doing now, right? Meditating, having stillness, and really looking into what brings me joy and understanding that the things that bring me joy is part of my purpose and is part of my mission. And that's my dream. And where you guys are in the process of revealing that with me.
Right. Thank you so much for that answer, Henry. After the stillness path, we are ready to scale. We are ready to turn our reality, our dreams into reality. We are ready to live up to our reality. So now we're going to transition. We are ready to the stillness. We clear ourselves of any negative emotions. We already did the scaling path. We know what we have to do to scale. So now we are up to the creative path. The creative path. What happens in the creative path? The creative path focuses on creativity, innovation, authenticity, entrepreneur, contribution, and transcendency. But you know what? We were born with the skills that we need to be a creator. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We are creators. We were created with those gifts. We were created with creativity, with wisdom, with knowledge, with faith, with service, with hospitality. If you look around you, you will recognize people that were born with those leadership skills, with those teaching skills, with those creative skills. Can you raise your hands if you know anyone that has the skill of service? Just raise your hands. Can you raise your hands if you know anyone that have the skills of writing and communication? We all know someone that possesses those skills. We all know someone that is ready to be a service person. I can name them with my fingers. So all we have to do is bring it out. The stillness clear the path. It prepares us so that we can dream and we can create. It is all part of the 60P pills. You are in stillness, you clear your path, you make your dream become reality, and you could create something. Now we're going to transition to the next path. Okay, we're going to transition to the sport passionist path. The sports passionist path is a very important one. It teaches us to be athletic, to energize our body. It provides us with health. It provides us with stamina so that we can be more consistent. Many of us done the walk, run, walk exercise. That one has a different variations. We could do anything that allows us to move our body. What I am showing you today are quick exercises that you could do just before you get to work. You could go outside and jump rope. You could walk up and down the stairs. You could play the dance with the hula hula. You move your body, you move your waist, you move every part of yourself. You could put on a video Zumba dance and you could do some stretching. These are exercises that you could do just before you leave your house. And they are important to our health and they are important to scaling and they are part of the 60P pills. You could do it. There are other exercises that you could do at home when you could return from work, swimming, you could go jogging. But these are exercises that are for fitness, that are for fun, that are for vitality, and you could do them every day. You don't need a gym. You could do them at home. You could do them right in your front of your house. Anywhere you could do these exercises before you go to work. Victor, tell us about the exercise that you do before you go to work.
So one of the things that I always do is I like to go to the Catano Island. It's the island of my kitchen, and I just love to run around it. I run and I walk and I run and I walk, and I do that right here on 60p with all of you. And I make sure that I check my pressure all the time to make sure that I'm fit for exercise. And I'm always being accountable to myself by tracking and making sure that I take good notes of what is impacting my health.
Thank you so much, Mr. Catano. And as you see, there's a sport passion aspect, and they are all interrelated. They all depend on the one on the other. One cannot exist without the other one. We need the sports passion aspect to have health. We need the sport passion aspect to be able to scale. We need the sports passion aspect to have energy to engage in the stillness, in the stillness. So they all are interrelated. And now we're going to transition to another path. And this is the authorship path. This is one of my favorite ones because the authorship path allows us to write. You just have to write, write, write. It doesn't matter what you write. It could be a love letter. It could be a shopping list. You just write because that's the way that we share our wisdom. We can publish something, we can teach someone something, we document our experience. Stories, stories, stories. Writing is all about stories, and they are authentic stories. So this becomes one of my favorite ones. And but as you see, they are all interrelated because you need help to be able to write. So I believe that if you have a story, you have a book. You can get the topics from some challenges that you face in life. You can get some stories from a poetry that you wrote. You could get some stories from your daily journal. Begin with small steps, but begin. Write daily words, phrases, and sentences one step at a time. One sentence a day builds the writer you're becoming. So write it down, write it down, write it down before you forget it. If you have an idea or something happened and you have a special way that you solve that issue, a strategic way, then you need to write it down. Because then if you didn't write it down, guess what? It didn't happen. Write your story. Share your wisdom. Inspire generations, trust generation. Inspire everyone. Brick by brick, page by page, you're building the wall of your legacy. You're building the wall of what they're going to say about you when you're not around. Dr. Pina, can you tell us anything about your authorship path? Tell us how you came up, first of all, with the idea of one of your books.
Yeah, the book, it's in case of my, I think the third books, it was Androgynous Blind. And I wanted to, in that book, Andrógeno Ciego in Spanish, Androgynous Blind, I wanted to bring the idea of, how people can be inside men and women, or masculine and feminine, these androgynous people. You have traits of the woman, you have traits of the men, and I wanted to do some kind of a poetry or meta poetry about that complete topics, so that my poetry will be around that. You can be a man and a woman at the same time. What's going to be? What is this going to be about it? And I spent, I think, probably a year or two, like working with the idea, bringing each meta poems to life and to life to life. At the end, you know what's gonna happen because it's meta poetry. It's not like essays and or non-fictions. Uh, but yes, it was about the idea of, it's a Freudian concept, of bisexuality. We come up with both sex and we develop one or the other as we grow.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pina. As you can see, we are a story. We are living our story right now. We all living our authorship path. So let's put it down in writing because if you don't put it down in writing, you're not going to remember. And guess what? It didn't happen. Everything that happens needs to be written down so it can count on the page of our legacy book. And now, as I said, they were all connected. You write, you read. The more you read, the better writer you become, the more knowledgeable you become about different concepts. You don't have to read only books for information. You could read nonfiction book. You could read fiction book. You could be interested in the history of someone. You could read biography, mystery, poetry, whatever you want to read. The newspaper, the gossip magazines from the neighborhood. Just read. Reading, reading, reading develops your wisdom, your critical thinking, your reading habits, your intellectual growth. You develop empathy. And most importantly, you develop communication skills. The more you read, the better you speak, the more you write. And here at the 60P Stillness and Wellness Path, we encourage reading. Not only that, we read a book every 2 and 3 months until we finish it. We discuss it and we share knowledge together. We are growing together, and that's what we want for you. You can do it too if we are doing it. Reading, reading, reading. Reading create habits, makes you develop knowledge, makes you become the author of your own story, develop another wall of knowledge, develop a wall in the wall of legacy. You put many bricks there and you develop who you are and share your story. At times, I get tired of reading his story, other people's stories, and I want to read my stories. So I am also developing a book. I want to read about my story as well, and I want others to read about my story at the same time. So this is one of the skills then that we emphasize here. So at the 60P Stillness Club, and you can do it. You can do it because we are all about knowledge. We are all about growth. We are all about scaling. And this is something that came from the Tinker Path. And I thought that it was very, you know, interesting. It was different. Dr. Benjamin Hardy wrote this book about scaling, and he wrote it and he incorporated many skills. One of the important skills, all of the skills are important, but one of them that he incorporated is the crux. And the crux is the core challenge that makes things difficult for us to do. Sometimes we're doing the same thing over and over and over, and it's not working. I'm getting to work over and over late, and it's not working. I'm gaining weight over and over, and more weight, and it's not working. So Dr. Hardy teaches us that not only in leadership, but also in your daily life, in working with your kids, in relationship, we need to find the crux of things. And that's a word that I want to incorporate in my vocabulary, and I want you to incorporate it in yours as well, because it determines why we have challenges. Many students are going to be entering college. Many students are going to be leaving colleges. Many students are going to be transitioning to high school. And when things become to tumble down and not working well, we need to sit down and think what it is. What is the reason why it's not working? We don't continue through the same path. We try something different. And that is the crux. When we sit and we think and we try to solve the problem, to think, why is not working? I, for number one, tried the one with the diet. I was always gaining weight. I was always gaining weight. And I was complaining and I was trying. But you know what? When I sit down and analyze it, I said one of the main reasons why I'm gaining weight, despite all of my efforts, is because I eat late. I come from work and I eat 6, 7, 8, and then I go to bed. So that was my crux. I had to find a way to solve that issue so that I could scale. And I found it. Make 4 o'clock my last meal. Make it that I eat, and by 4 o'clock, there was no more eating. And you know what? I see the results. The results speak for themselves. And this happens in everything, in relationship, in finances. You're working hard. You can't save a dollar. You got to sit down and think, what am I doing? Am I eating out every day? Am I buying expensive clothing? Am I doing my budget? What it is making us not to scale. And once you have that idea from Dr. Hardy, you could think about scaling, but scaling not only in one area, in all areas. And that's why we talk about the 60P pills, because the 60P pills allow us to incorporate all of those skills together and see how we're going to scale to the top, how we're going to scale directly to the moon, because we can do it if we incorporate these principles. So we all have a problem that we need to solve, and we all have a cross. Victor, tell me about a cross. Just something that wasn't scaling, that wasn't working, and you didn't know why until you sit down and think what it was, and you was able to solve it.
For me, it was the fact that I couldn't get my blood pressure and my sugar down. In fact, when I joined this group 2 years ago, one of the episodes was for me in the hospital, and I made a vow there and then that I was going to change all of that. I tearfully declared that I was going to beat diabetes and obesity and all those things. And what I started doing was I started, like I mentioned earlier, I started tracking my weight and my sugar and my pressure daily, and sometimes multiple times a day. And I started evaluating, um, you know, depending on what I ate, I started analyzing the trend to see if I could find correlation between what I was eating and what I was experiencing. And what I found was, um, I found that barbecue foods and fire grill food are the ones that raise my pressure the most and that impact my sugar. I have no idea why that is, but I know that they do. And so I started refraining from those things. One day I was driving up to Maine, and I had a sandwich from a local brand that I won't mention, and they claim that their sandwiches are super healthy, and they claim that they're nutritious and all those things. And I remember that I had a half a sandwich. It was a vegetable sandwich at that, and my sugar monitor wouldn't stop ringing for about 1 hour into that trip. And so, through experiences like that, I realized that I could monitor my eating, and I could correlate that to my health results. And I just kept following eating patterns that didn't raise my sugar and that gave me energy. And I started incorporating some exercise. Andy Jimenez, who was a part of our original group of members, is a running coach, and he started training me to run. And through running, changing my patterns of eating, tracking, I completely transformed, my life, and my blood pressure is an excellent. In fact, when I checked it now, ready for this? 107 over 78, right? Those are fantastic numbers. When I went to the hospital, it was 236 over 137. And um, yeah, and we talk about making impact and sharing. Well, our brother Candido, who's on the phone, recently reached out to me because he was curious to know some of the tricks and things that he could do. And one of the things that he said to me was that he's doing all these things, taking medication, he's doing well, but yet the pressure's not changing. And I said, tell me about your diet. And he says, well, I like eating chicken on the grill. And I go, aha, try eliminating eating things on the grill for a little while and see if that has an impact and track your habits. So not only has it transformed my life, but I feel that I'm in a position to help others.
Thank you so much for the testimony, Mr. Catano. So you had to find the cross. You had to find the cross to identify what was taking your blood sugar so high, your blood pressure so high. And that cross was a change of lifestyle. that you needed to do. And not only you needed to do, but you were able to share that information. Can you imagine if you put that information in a book? How many lives will you reach at the same time? I can't even imagine it, Victor, because then that is a good testimony.
Well, that's
So
going to happen.
now, mhm, go ahead, Mr. Catano. My
No, I said
mistake.
that that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, as I promised you, if you gave me some minutes, I would give you a system where you could fix your health, you could fix your relationship, maybe your finances, but it's going to be better. And I has provided you the information. Now, Miss Dr. Pina, do you want to tell us how, if they are interested, they could get this information? I think we lost Dr. Pina.
I'm here. Yep.
Okay.
Say it again. Rosaura, what's going on?
Okay. As I keep my promises, and I promise that if they give me a few minutes, I would give them some information that is going to transform, help them transform their life using these six different paths. And they gave me the time, and I provided them the information. So, do you have any way, if anyone wanted to get this information, how they could get it?
Yes, foundations is the way to start. So we have foundations. You can go to the 60P Stillness and Wellness Global School and be part of us. You can start in foundations and just they use 60P. Now we have an opportunity for all the founding member so they can become 60P coach and it's 99. We're very happy to inform that we're getting new members every day. So yesterday we have our first member and our second member, and we have three members already that started from the beginning in less than 20 days. And just remember, this is the first time in history for myself in 20, in more than 15 years, 10 years working, trying to have a place when I can have a community of people who has my same interests and value, and that we can have this scaling dreamer wellness leadership's operating system in place for you, for your life, and for humanity. We're very happy. That's the way you start. You start with foundations, very easy. If you want to have a weekly coaching program in place that you can be transparent, accountable, naked with your goal, scaling your goal, whatever it is, you can go to 199. And if you're gonna have a licensed professional for life, a certified coach for life, you go to Alchemy, it's 999, and you're gonna have the best clinicians, psychotherapists, professionals to be working with you. But you can start very right here on foundation. Take it from here, Rosario.
Thank you so much for that information, Dr. Pina. And we have reached to our least favorite moment. But I want to leave you with these words then. Never underestimate the power of your ideas, your story, your potential to do things. If you have a story, you have a book. Start writing. Keep growing and building your legacy one brick at a time until we see each other again. Continue scaling in everything you do. Keep dreaming, keep learning, and keep becoming the best version of yourself. So until next time, you have your homework.
Yeah.
And what is that least favorite moment, Rosaura?
Then we have to say goodbye.
I love it.
Goodbye, and thank you, Rosaura, and thank you everybody for being here. And adios.
Let's